Welcome to the Building Consultant Show. My name is Sam Wanyoike. I'm your host. Here we seek to educate, challenge, and inspire you on your journey of construction. So today we want to talk about walling, or what we call masonry work. Walling or stones, building stones, are a very common item in every construction. The stones are used to build a wall that helps to separate between rooms and even acting as an external barrier from external interferences. So what do you need to know about stones that are used in doing walls as far as construction is concerned? This is what we want to talk about for today. Building stones comes in different colors. We have gray stones. We also have brown or khaki colored stones. They also come in different textures. We have those stones that are very smooth, those stones that are also a bit rough. The stones also come in different sizes. And for the sizes, the Kenyan tradition is they have been named using inches. So you'll hear of a stone that is called a 9-inch stone, and a 6-inch stone, and a 4-inch stone. A 9-inch stone is what we call a 200mm wide stone, which is the most used stone, besides the 6-inch stone, which is the 150mm wide stone. The stones come from different sources, and the source is what will dictate the color, also the texture of the stone. One of the things that I want that will be very important for us to understand is that besides the stone color, the stone texture, and also the stone size, the stones will also vary in terms of strength. They will also vary in terms of durability. The general understanding is that stones are very common to use because they are very readily available. They are fairly durable in terms of weather resistance. They are also easy to use. They are easy to work with, which makes them a very, very suitable material for use in construction. But nevertheless, the kind of stone that you will use, you need to have a stone that is strong enough to overcome the loading that is being subjected into. Besides, it also needs to be weather resistant. How do you determine if a stone is good enough? And how then do you determine which stone would be used for which particular place? For instance, if you are doing a foundation, during the foundation, the stones that are used are usually very impervious. They have less porosity because they will be subjected to the ground, whereby there is a lot of water movement. And we know for sure that if you have a very weak stone that is subjected to a lot of water, it will weather with time and finally disintegrate. So for foundation stones, we use hard stones that are capable not only of resisting the load, overcoming the load, or supporting the load, but also they are also able to withstand the underground water. For the normal construction, the stones that are used are the normal stones. They are called the dressed stones. And this would be available from different sources. For example, the gray stones are available from Darugo region in Kenya. The brown stones will be available from Kiserian or even Naivasha, Maimahio area. The foundation stones can be obtained from Njiru, and so on and so forth. For the other stones that are used in the construction, you need to assess whether the stone is good enough. One of the things that you need to avoid is that you need to avoid stones that have defects, because defects means that this stone will not be strong to resist. By just looking at the external or how the stone looks like, you can see that it is not uniform. There are some patches here. So this kind of stone, it has defects, and this should be avoided. You can check whether the stone is good enough by dropping it. If the stone disintegrates and breaks, then that means that the stone is not strong enough. You can also soak the stone into water for a few days. If it disintegrates, then know that this is not a good stone that can withstand rain or wet conditions. And that is why you find that some of the stones that are very porous, whenever you do a finishing of paint, the paint begins to peel off because the water is pervious. So that should be avoided, especially when you're doing external walling. Besides, you can also test whether the stone is good enough by using a hammer. When you strike the stone with a hammer, if the stone disintegrates or breaks, then it means it is weak. Otherwise, you can also try to peel the edges of the stone and see if they are breaking. If the stones are not breaking, then it means that the stone is okay. So that is it for now. We look forward to having you in the next episode, where we'll be talking about how walling is done using the building stones. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe and like the channel to receive more of our content.